1. Introduction. My name is Clara. I am 58 years old. I have one daughter. Her name is Bella, and she is 27 years old. Bella is everything to me. Her father died many years ago, so it was just the two of us for a long time. I love her very much. She is a smart young woman, and usually she is full of energy. She works in an office downtown and has good friends. We usually talk every day about simple things and big things. I always thought we were very close. But some weeks ago, things started to change. Bella began acting differently. It was not a big change at first, just small things. For example, she started coming home late from work more often. Sometimes she did not call me when she was going to be late. This was unusual for Bella. She also spent a lot of time looking at her phone. She smiled at her phone screen often, a secret smile. When I asked her questions, sometimes she did not hear me. She seemed far away, thinking about something else. Her mind was not on our conversation. I watched her during dinner. She pushed food around her plate but did not eat much. Her eyes looked bright, but also a little tired. I thought maybe she had a new boyfriend. That would explain the phone calls and the late nights. It would explain why she seemed distracted. I felt happy for her if she found someone, but she did not tell me anything. I decided to wait. I wanted Bella to tell me in her own time. I did not want to push her. Then, one evening last week, Bella came to my house. She looked nervous but also excited. We sat in the living room. She took a deep breath. "Mom," she said, "I need to tell you something important." I smiled, ready to hear her good news. "I am in love," she told me. My heart felt light. "Oh, Bella, that is wonderful news," I said. I asked her about the man. Who was he? What did he do? Bella looked down at her hands. She was quiet for a moment. Then she looked at me. Her eyes were serious. "Mom," she said softly, "he is married." 2. A hard night. My heart felt cold. "Married?" I asked. My voice was quiet. I looked at Bella. Was this true? My daughter, my sweet Bella, in love with a married man? I felt worried, very worried. Maybe a little angry too. This was not the future I wanted for her. "Bella, please," I said. "You cannot do this. He has a wife. Think about her. Think about yourself." I tried to stay calm, but it was hard. My hands were shaking a little. Bella looked sad. Tears came into her eyes. "Mom, you don't understand," she said. "He loves me. He really does. His marriage is finished. It is not real anymore. They live in the same house, but they are not together like husband and wife." She believed her words. Her voice was strong, even with the tears. "How do you know this is true?" I asked her gently. "People say things, Bella, especially when they want something." I wanted her to see the danger. This situation was wrong. It could bring so much pain. "He told me," Bella answered quickly. "He is honest with me. He is not happy with his wife. He wants to be with me." She looked at me, hoping I would understand. But I could not understand. I only felt fear for her. We talked for a long time. I told her my worries. She told me about her love for this man, Daniel. She defended him. She defended her feelings. It was like talking to a wall. My words did not change her mind. Later that night, I went to bed, but I could not sleep. My eyes were open in the dark room. I thought about Bella. I thought about her future. This man, Daniel, could hurt her very badly. My mind went back many years. I remembered when my husband, Bella's father, died. It was so hard. I was alone. I raised Bella by myself. I worked hard. I always wanted her to be happy. I hoped she would find a good, kind man, a man who was free to love her completely, not someone else's husband. I lay there for hours. The clock on the wall ticked loudly. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, still no sleep. My head hurt. My heart hurt too. I worried so much. What would happen to my daughter? Would she listen to me? Would she see the truth before it was too late? I closed my eyes and hoped. I hoped she would make the right choice. It was a very hard night. 3. Meeting Daniel. Bella wanted me to meet Daniel. She asked me many times, "Mom, please, just meet him. You will see he is a good person," she said one evening. Her eyes looked hopeful. I did not want to meet the man who was causing so much worry in my heart. He was married. This was wrong. But Bella seemed so sure about him, and she looked sad when I hesitated. She is my only daughter, and I love her very much. So, finally, I agreed. "Okay, Bella, bring him here on Sunday afternoon." Bella's face lit up with a real smile. Seeing her happy made me feel a little better, but the worry deep inside me grew bigger. What would happen on Sunday? Sunday came faster than I wanted. I spent the morning cleaning the house, but my mind was not on cleaning. My hands shook a little when I made the tea. I tried to feel calm, but it was difficult. At exactly 3 o'clock, the doorbell rang. My heart jumped. Bella ran to open the door, and there he stood. Daniel. He was tall, like Bella said, with dark hair and eyes that looked kind at first. He wore expensive clothes, a nice shirt and trousers. He smiled a big, charming smile at me. "Hello, Clara," he said. His voice was smooth and polite. "It is a real pleasure to meet you. Bella talks about you all the time." He held out a bunch of beautiful yellow roses. I took them, but I felt cold inside. We sat down in my small living room. Bella sat very close to Daniel on the sofa, looking up at him. She looked so happy, so in love. Daniel looked relaxed. He seemed very comfortable in my home. Too comfortable, maybe. I watched him carefully. He was polite, yes. Charming, yes. But I felt something was not right. Deep down, I did not trust his easy smile. He started to speak. "Clara, I understand this situation is not easy," he began, looking serious now. "I want to be completely honest with you." He told me about his wife, Laura. He said their marriage was finished. "We have not been happy for years," he explained. We live in the same house, but we live separate lives. It's like we are just roommates. There is no love left between us. He said they stayed married mostly for appearances, for their families. He paused, then looked at Bella with so much feeling in his eyes. Meeting Bella changed my life, he said softly. She brought happiness back to me. She makes me feel alive. Bella held Daniel's hand tightly. She looked at him like he was the only man in the world. My heart ached watching her face. He made it sound so simple. His marriage was dead. He loved Bella. But life is not usually that simple. Ending a marriage is hard. Why were they still living together if it was truly over? I needed to understand. I took a breath and looked directly into Daniel's eyes. My voice was quiet, but I made sure it was firm. Daniel, I started, if your marriage is really finished, as you say, and if you truly love my daughter, then why are you still married to Laura? Why haven't you left? Daniel's smile disappeared. He looked surprised, maybe a little annoyed. Bella looked from him to me, suddenly very nervous. The air in the room felt heavy and quiet. I waited for his answer, my heart beating fast. 4 coffee shop secrets. A few days after meeting Daniel, Clara needed to talk to someone. She called her old friend, Irene. They decided to meet for coffee. Clara arrived at the small coffee shop first. She found a quiet table near the window. Soon, Irene walked in, smiling. They hugged warmly. Irene was always easy to talk to. They ordered coffee and some small cakes. For a few minutes, they talked about simple things like their gardens and a new shop in town. But Clara could not pretend everything was normal. Her worry about Bella was too big. Irene, Clara started slowly, I need your advice. It's about Bella. Irene looked at her kindly. Of course, Clara, what is happening? Clara took a deep breath. She explained that Bella was in love with a man named Daniel. She told Irene that Daniel was married. Irene listened carefully. When Clara finished speaking, Irene was quiet for a moment. Her expression changed. Daniel, Irene asked, does he have dark hair, quite tall, works in the city? Clara nodded. Yes, that sounds like him. Irene sighed. Clara, I think I know who you mean. And I know his wife, Laura, not very well, but our children went to the same music class some years ago. Clara felt a cold feeling in her stomach. You know his wife, Irene nodded. Yes, Laura, she is a nice woman. A bit quiet, maybe, but Daniel, people talk, you know. Clara leaned closer. What do they say? Daniel told me his marriage is finished. He said they live like strangers. Irene shook her head slowly. That is not what I hear, Clara. Laura still loves Daniel very much, I think. My friend saw them together last week at a restaurant. They looked like a normal couple, laughing together. And they went to a party together just last month. It does not sound like a marriage that is finished. Clara felt confused and sad. Daniel told her and Bella a different story. He said he was unhappy. He said he and Laura did not live like husband and wife. But Irene's words painted a different picture. Was Daniel lying to Bella? Was he lying to everyone? "Oh, Irene," Clara whispered. "This is not good. Bella believes him completely. She thinks their love is real and he will leave his wife for her." "I am sorry, Clara," Irene said softly. She put her hand on Clara's arm. "Maybe he tells Bella what she wants to hear." Clara looked out the window. The people outside seemed happy, but her heart felt heavy. She believed Irene. Irene would not lie about something like this. Now she had this secret. Daniel was not telling Bella the truth. But what should she do? Should she tell Bella what Irene said? Bella was so happy, so in love. This news would break her heart, and maybe Bella would not believe her. Maybe Bella would be angry with her for talking to Irene. Clara felt lost. She finished her coffee, but it tasted bitter. She did not know how to help her daughter. 5. A big argument. Clara felt heavy inside after talking to Irene. She knew she had to tell Bella the truth about Daniel. It was difficult. She loved Bella very much and did not want to hurt her, but she could not let Bella believe Daniel's lies. She waited for Bella to come home that evening. Her heart was beating fast. She felt nervous, but also sure it was the right thing to do. When Bella walked in, she looked happy. Clara asked her to sit down. "Bella, I need to talk to you about Daniel," Clara started slowly. "I spoke to my friend Irene today. She knows Daniel's wife, Laura." Bella's smile disappeared. "What about her?" Bella asked. Her voice was cold. "Irene told me that Daniel and Laura are still together often," Clara explained gently. "She said Laura still loves him very much. It does not sound like their marriage is over, like Daniel told us." Bella stood up quickly. Her face was red with anger. "That's not true," she shouted. "Irene doesn't know anything. Daniel loves me. He told me his marriage is finished. They live like strangers." "Bella, please listen," Clara said, trying to stay calm. "I am worried about you. Daniel might not be honest with you." "You never trust me," Bella cried. "You don't want me to be happy. You don't understand our love. Daniel is different with me. He wouldn't lie to me like that." They started to argue. It was a big argument, the worst they ever had. Clara told Bella she was worried Daniel was using her. Bella shouted that Clara was trying to control her life. They both said things that hurt each other. Tears ran down Bella's face, but she looked very angry, not sad. "I can't stay here," Bella finally said. Her voice was shaking. "You don't support me. I'm going to be with Daniel. He understands me." She quickly went to her room. She packed a small bag very fast and came back to the front door. "Bella, don't go," Clara pleaded, but Bella did not listen. She opened the door and looked back at Clara one last time. Her eyes were full of anger. Then she left, closing the door hard behind her. Clara stood alone in the quiet house. The silence felt loud after the shouting. She slowly sat down on the sofa. Tears came to her eyes. Her daughter was gone. She felt a deep sadness and a terrible fear for Bella. She did not know what would happen next. She felt completely alone. 6. A visit from Laura. It was a normal afternoon. I was in the kitchen making tea. The argument with Bella was still heavy in my heart. She was not at home. She was staying somewhere else, maybe with Daniel. I felt sad and alone. Then the doorbell rang. I did not expect anyone. I went to the door and opened it. A woman stood there. She was tall and wore expensive clothes. She looked very elegant, but her face was hard. I did not know her. "Are you Clara, Bella's mother?" she asked. Her voice was cold. "Yes, I am," I said. "I am Laura, Daniel's wife," she said. My heart felt like it stopped for a second. Daniel's wife was here at my door. "Can I come in?" Laura asked. It was not really a question. She walked past me into my living room before I could answer. She looked around my small house. I felt uncomfortable. I did not offer her tea. I did not know what to say. We stood in silence for a moment. Then Laura spoke. "I know about your daughter and my husband," she said. Her voice was low and direct. "This must stop." I looked at her. What could I say? Bella was not listening to me. "Your daughter needs to understand," Laura continued. "Daniel is my husband. He will stay my husband." I stayed quiet. I felt small in my own home. Laura seemed very strong and sure. She looked at me, waiting for me to speak. But I had no words. My fight with Bella showed me I had no power in this situation. Laura opened her expensive handbag. She took out a white envelope. "Maybe this will help your daughter understand," she said. She held the letter out to me. "Give this to Bella. Tell her to read it carefully." I took the letter. It felt heavy in my hand. I did not understand. What was it? "I want you to tell your daughter to stay away from Daniel," Laura said again, her voice sharp. "He belongs with me." She did not wait for me to answer. She turned around and walked to the door. She opened it and left. Just like that, she was gone. The visit was very short, maybe only 5 minutes, but it left me feeling cold and worried. I stood alone in my living room, holding the envelope. My hands were shaking a little. What was inside? Should I open it? Laura said it was for Bella, but Bella was not here. I needed to know what it said. Maybe it was important. Maybe it could help Bella. Slowly, I opened the envelope. Inside was a piece of paper, folded 2 times. It was a letter. I started to read. The writing was Daniel's. I remembered his writing from a note he left once. The letter was to Laura. "My dearest Laura," it started. My eyes read the words quickly. Daniel wrote about their marriage. He wrote about problems, yes, but he also wrote about love. He said he still loved Laura. He wrote that he made a mistake. He wanted to fix their marriage. He wanted them to be happy together again. At the bottom of the letter was the date. It was written only 1 week ago. 1 week. While Daniel was telling Bella that their marriage was over, He was writing this letter to his wife. He told Laura he loved her. My heart felt heavy. Daniel was lying. He was lying to Bella. He was maybe lying to Laura too. Now I had proof. This letter showed the truth, but what would Bella do when she saw it? 7. The letter and the truth. Clara held the letter. It felt heavy. It had Daniel's words for Laura, not Bella. Clara needed to speak to Bella now. She called her daughter's phone. It rang many times. No answer. Clara tried again. Still nothing. She sent a text. "Bella, please call. Important." She waited, watching her phone. No reply. Clara worried. Was Bella safe? Was she with Daniel? Clara knew Bella must see this letter. Bella had to know the truth. Waiting was too hard. Clara put on her coat and left. She knew Daniel's address. Bella stayed there sometimes. Clara drove to his apartment building. It was large and nice. She parked across the street. She waited. She felt nervous. How would Bella react? Would she be angry again? Clara hoped Bella would listen this time. She watched the building's entrance. People came and went. Clara waited for about 1 hour. Evening was starting. Clara felt cold, but she stayed. She had to see Bella. Then Clara saw her. Bella walked out of the building alone. She looked unhappy. Clara quickly got out of her car and walked towards Bella. "Bella," Clara called. Bella looked up, surprised. "Mom, what are you doing here?" Bella asked quietly. Clara did not want an argument. She wanted Bella to see the truth. "I have something to show you," Clara said softly. She held out the letter from Laura. "Laura visited me today. She left this." Bella looked confused. She took the letter. It was folded paper. Bella opened it slowly. Her eyes read Daniel's writing. Clara watched Bella's face change. Bella looked shocked. Her face lost its color. She read the letter again. Maybe she could not believe the words. The letter spoke of Daniel's love for Laura. It said he wanted to save their marriage. These were things Daniel never told Bella. The date was only last week. Bella's hands began to shake. The letter dropped from her hand onto the street. Tears filled Bella's eyes. They rolled down her face. "He lied," Bella whispered. "He lied about everything." She looked at Clara, her face full of pain. Why did he lie to me?" Her voice broke. She began to cry hard, hiding her face in her hands. Clara's heart ached for her daughter. She moved closer and put her arms around Bella. She held her daughter tightly. "Oh, Bella," Clara said gently, "I am so sorry." Bella cried against her mother's shoulder. "Some men lie, my dear," Clara whispered softly. "They just lie. But listen, Bella, you are strong. This does not break you. You are not broken." Clara stood there, holding her daughter on the cold street. The truth hurt, but Bella finally knew it. The lies were over. 8. Moving on. Bella knew she needed to see Daniel one more time. It was not because she still loved him. She needed to close this chapter of her life completely. She felt surprisingly calm. but her heart was still heavy with sadness. She called him and they agreed to meet. They chose a quiet park cafe. Bella looked at Daniel across the small table. He looked tired and avoided her eyes. "Daniel," she began, her voice quiet but firm. "I read the letter, the one you wrote to Laura. I need the truth now. Were you ever honest with me? What were your real plans?" Daniel stared down at his coffee cup. He spoke softly, not looking at her. "Bella, I am truly sorry," he said. "I did care about you very much, but my life, my situation with Laura, it is very difficult. I understand now that I cannot leave her. It is too complicated." He offered no better explanation. He did not say he loved Bella. He did not say he wished things were different. Bella listened carefully to his quiet words. They felt loud in the silence between them. Now she understood completely. It was truly finished. There were no more questions to ask, nothing left to say. She stood up slowly from her chair. "Goodbye, Daniel." She did not wait for his reply. She turned and walked away from the cafe, away from him, and did not look back. Later that day, at home, she took out her phone. She found his name in her contacts and blocked his number. Blocking him felt like closing a heavy door. It was a small action, but it felt final. It felt like the real end. The weeks after that were difficult for Bella. Some days were full of tears. Other days she felt a deep anger inside her. But very slowly, day by day, things started to get better. Weeks passed, and then 2-3 months went by. Bella focused more on her job. She started going out with her old friends again. One evening, she decided to join a local book club. She always loved reading, and it felt good to talk about stories with new people. She began to laugh more easily. I watched my daughter carefully during this time. My own heart hurt when I remembered her pain, when I saw the sadness still in her eyes sometimes. But mostly, I saw her growing stronger every day. She started to smile again, and it was a real smile this time, reaching her eyes. She was slowly building her life again, finding joy in small things, piece by piece. She was finding herself again after such a difficult experience. This whole time with Daniel was incredibly painful for Bella and for me. It showed me how much hurt love can cause when trust is broken. But it also showed me the amazing strength inside my daughter. Bella learned a very hard lesson about love and about people. She was hurt very badly, yes, but she did not let it break her spirit. She found the courage to stand up again, and she started to move on with her life. Seeing that made me feel so proud.